how I would do it personally. If I was on the team and I had control over it, I said, guys, this is how we're going to do it. We are going to do small changes at the very start. We're going to launch the game with small changes. We're going to do Paladin and Shaman on both factions. That's a big enough change that's cool enough, that's fresh enough that people will enjoy that, because it fixes balance issues. It will pull people in that really want to do that. They want to play Tauren Paladins and Dwarf Shamans. It'll pull people in for that. We do the Guild Bank, which is a little bit of a quality of life thing. We'll even do dual spec, which people will like. It's a more approachable game, right? So now we did that. That's how we hit the ground running with the game. That's how we pull people in. And we would make it clear that we are going to do more changes and more aggressive changes as the game continues. You have the new honor system. People rank, and then when people are done ranking, like around BWL patch, people are hitting rank 14, so probably around ZG, anyone that really cares about PvP is kind of done ranking. They got their rank 14, and around then, that's when I would implement some sort of rated battleground or rated or arena system. I would do it for Classic, and if you do arenas, you have to do rated battlegrounds in Classic. You don't need both, but you must have rated battlegrounds in Classic if you're going to do arenas. And the reason for that is the game in Classic has a little bit of a balance issue that's alleviated a bit by having Paladins and Shamans on both factions. It's alleviated a little bit. Well, quite substantially. I'm talking PvP only. It's just a substantial balance fixed just by having both classes on there. And you need that if you're going to do anything rated. You can't have a faction with unique classes. You just can't have it when you have arenas and rated battlegrounds. I think it's an acceptable thing to do. Rank 14 is a lot more approachable for people with the new honor system, but we need something more for the diehard players in PvP, the people that want to rely on their skill more. We need something like that to be thrown in there to kind of fix the more accessible rank 14. It's fine that it's more accessible, but what's in it for the diehard dude, the diehard PvPer? Like, I want to show my skills. I want to earn something a little bit more. That's what it would be. Something rated stuff like that. So you start getting a little bit more aggressive as the game goes on. Beyond that, probably around ZG or so, or maybe right even before ZG, that's when I would start releasing a couple new dungeons. And potentially even heroic dungeons. Doesn't have to be a brand new dungeon, could be heroic, and here's why. You guys all know when you first hit 60 in the first... we gotta go to Orgrimmar after this. Turn that quest in, go to Orgrimmar. You guys know when you first hit 60, it's like the first month, first 2 months, everyone's running dungeons, Ubers this, they're constantly running dungeons, all fucking Ubers, Skolo, fucking Undead Strat, Live Strat, all that stuff. You're all running dungeons, you're gearing up, that's fun, right? Everyone's always logging in, there's no raid login, there's always something to do. You lose that as the game progresses. You start losing that. There's less reasons to run dungeons, and usually all your time spent farming gold and such. Wouldn't it be nice if they revitalized the dungeon running phase, where they add some heroics in there? They add maybe like 3 heroics in between the ZG and AQ patch. Maybe they add some heroics in there where you can jump on in there, and now people are running these 3 heroics. Maybe it's Skolo and Undead and Live Strat. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they do. And then there'll be another patch around when AQ launches where 2 more become heroics. And then maybe they start talking about new content after next. Like, and they're revitalizing the dungeon running phases by doing that, getting people back into dungeons. And when you're running these new dungeons, and they start slowly trickling in more heroic dungeons, so when the dungeon phases die, they kind of bring it back. I think that'd be a great way to do it. And the reason why I trickle in changes like this is because people are gonna flip the fuck out if you change the classic that they know and love too much too quickly. Yeah, you really have to sell the, hey, this is supposed to be different. It's not gonna be what you know and love. It's gonna be something different. We hope you guys would give it a shot and enjoy it just as much as the original. But if you don't, we do have this other version available. We have fresh service for that coming here as well. We'll give you your classic fix if you want the no changes thing still. I get it. But then that's why you start with like a calm, very small changes, and you start getting more aggressive, because then after the end of Nax, you can say, hey guys, you've mostly got almost no changes here, no major changes, but it's the end of Nax. So now it's time for us to implement stuff we originally planned. Karazhan is going to be now a 60 raid dungeon. Maybe it's a 20-man, the first 20-man raid in Classic. We're going to implement that at the end of Nax, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be not an easy 20-man dungeon, 20-man raid. It'll be made for people to really challenge themselves in a 20-man. It might be like a 70-man dungeon, but everything's toned down to level 60, so you can actually hit the target, But it's got like the health of level 70s back in TBC, so it's really challenging. And stuff maybe they originally planned to put in, they can throw that stuff in there. That's how I would start doing it. So you slowly kind of like ramp up the changes towards the end, and at the end, when you like, once Nax releases, you give it a couple months, and then bam, then you really put in major changes, because it's like, hey, if you didn't want this much changes, you already played through Nax, so you got your classic experience for the most part exactly how you wanted it. It's time for major changes. Maybe you want to leave and go do the fresh servers that are dropping. You can go head over there, because we're going to do some major shit here now. Here's your Karazhan. We're going to start implementing dungeons from other content maybe. And maybe they say, hey, we're going to go to TBC with this. We're going to do like a TBC type of plus, where you go to TBC, and then every, like in between the phases where you have Karazhan and you have Gruul's Lair, but in between that and Serpent Shrine Cavern, we're going to pull Molten Core and make it a level 70, and we're gonna fucking freshen it up so you can get a level 70 Thunder Fury and just fucking go a little crazy with it. I don't mind that at all. I would ride that shit to the end. I'd be all for that. I don't give a shit. We've already done our own changes. What can you do? What kind of spicy shit can you do to make this more, I don't know, freshen it up for us? We can't do the same thing for the next fucking 20 years. And I think the team is skilled enough. They have some skilled developers on there that they could pull this shit off. They can do it. I don't see why not, and I don't see why people have to say, bro, if you want that, go to BC. This isn't Classic. This is not supposed to be the no changes. If you don't want that, there's a version for you here. We get it. This is for you, but stop those type of comments, because that has nothing to do with this. This is a different game. This is not the game you liked. It's like, bro, if you want to play Counter-Strike, why don't you go play Call of Duty? It's not the same fucking game. And they're two completely different things. They have nothing to do with each other at all. And we're not gonna like even entertain that type of argument. It's not what it's about at all. And I have not been reading chat on this rant.